Good afternoon. What is i3BAR reporting and how is it different from normal Excel report? Well, for one, if you look at this menu page now, can you tell it is an Excel? It is Excel. From here, we're ready to do June reporting. So by the click of button, June reporting. There are 3 reports here. All 3 of them are now updated with June data. Let's go to the summary report first. In this summary report, it doesn't look like a lot of details, but it is enough with all the key information, the 10 key items that the management decides is most important, to display here with last year, this year, and budget with the variance. What's here is the June data of in the month. And if you like, you can show year to date as well by the click of button or back to in the month. What we have here is also the respective chart that is showing exactly what people want to see instead of clouding the whole report with all 10 different charts, which you can't really help people to focus on the very chart that you're talking about, like right now, cost of sales. And when you're done with discussing of cost of sales, you may say, let's now focus on what happened to the revenue or how the cost of sales has impacted on revenue, and you do your talk, your stories. So engage people in this whole conversation. So Excel reporting is no longer just the boring number crunching, details of lots of numbers on one single report. It can be interesting, interactive, and dynamic. Now that you mentioned cost of sales and revenue, the people want to say, hey, how exactly are they compared to each other? Not a problem. I have a chart here that allows people to just click revenue versus whatever you want to compare to, in this case, cost of sales. You can see that the revenue and cost of sales are very much in tandem. They are quite closely connected to each other. But is this the case for net profit? Click of the button and you see that, not really. Especially in the coming year, the last month, the sales has increased tremendously, but profit has actually gone down. So these are things that we should take note of. And over here, this is something really amazing. This is something that we call the spark line, where it's not just some wiggling lines. If you can see, if someone asks me, what is the data in May? Currently, in most Excel report, what you would have done is, give me a moment. I need to open the file for May, or I need to flip the book of the last month's report and all this. But here we say, not a problem. Click a button, you get May. And you can even ask, would you like April too? Because it's as simple as a click a button. And you will notice that as I click the month change, the lines here actually changes. Why? Because it is always showing the last 12 months moving. Okay, so many a times you create line chart. If you're in the beginning of the year, the line chart is not impressive at all. Sometimes a dot, sometimes short little line. But as we finance people may have a year end, month end, business is never having an end. There is a business as usual. Alright, so they will always want to see what was the last 12 months trend. And with this, you can always see how are we compared to the previous 12 months. Are we on an upward trend, downward trend? And this makes this report very dynamic and very interesting. Now, I know what most people would be thinking about. But Elaine, I work for so many days with so many hours. Although this report has a lot of interactivity, but the reality is I have a lot more data that I am ready to show. When do I show them? Well, that is the art of presentation. You get your data ready and you show when they are ready. Not when you are ready, but when they are ready. When they ask questions like, hey, this 618 looks good. Can I know which business actually contribute to this total? Not a problem. When you give an answer by the click of button, when they ask it, don't you think it's much more valuable than to give them all the information and they always come back to you again to ask for information that you have already handed to them because they are just drowned by the amount of data they receive? So with this, by click a button and say, no problem, 618, that is breakdown by the different business, and these are the reasons why we are doing so well. And we didn't do so well last month because just by the click a button, last month, this is the result and these are the reasons. So you can see the interactivity. And yes, if you are still questioning it, we are in Excel application. It looks very beautiful, just a full screen, just like PowerPoint, with the exception that there are buttons we click and we can show more details when we want to. Okay, so the breakdown in more details, or you just want to focus on a high level summary, not a problem. Then the international business director came by to say that, hey, could you quickly tell me this education 208635, how is it like in terms of the regional breakdown? Sure, click a button, the region, the best region that's doing education business a very good boost in sales is US. This year itself is almost 100,000, and these are the charge for education. And then the publishing manager come by to say that, how about my business? Hey, no problem, publishing, this is your report. So it's a single report, but yet it produces so much different information for different perspective as and when whoever asks for it. So no longer the need to flip through the files, flip through the pages to get people what they want, while people are just wasting away their time on their phone waiting for you to find the data. Here, just by the click a button, June, May, April, not a problem. Back to the menu page, and what you have gone through is the i3BAR reporting module. Only a small part of it. This is only the presentation part. But in i3BAR, you will learn the full spectrum of how you actually structure your original raw data down from system, totally unstructured, totally uncool. How do you structure it in such a way that is a once and for all structure, and how the calculation is being done once and for all as well, all the way to this reporting. Okay, the part where you will then download the raw data, click a button, all your 3 reports, all completed at the same time, is the most beautiful part. Not only you have speed, you have accuracy, and it is highly presentable. So what you will learn in i3BAR course is really, number one, the structuring of the report. How do you structure your data? How do you calculate your logic block? And what are the things to look out for in making it presentable? And the second part is the updating part. How do you actually build a bridge between what you actually received as totally unstructured into a very structured i3BAR model? The completion of these 2 stages of learning will bring you to be able to build this model from scratch. Yes, you hear me right. Going through this course will ensure that you're able to build everything from scratch, whatever you see here. Okay, there's a lot of hand holding, but I feel that it's important that you go through this course not to learn my model, but to learn the concept behind building a model, so that regardless of your industry, regardless of your job, you can build whatever data, whatever report according to your needs. Think about it. Every report needs data. So long as you structure them the same way, it really doesn't matter what kind of report you're preparing.